and welcome back to my channel. I have decided to make this video all about where exactly I am with my financial journey. I'm going to take you through setting up a brand new budget. I've had a lot of changes, a lot of things have gone a little bit wrong in my freelance career, and so I want to take back control. Every penny counts right now, and I want to see exactly where I am and what steps I can take to get out of this current situation. And I thought, what better way than to set myself up my budget sheet all over again from fresh and show you exactly how I do that, so that if you are thinking of purchasing it, obviously I'll leave a link below, you will now see how to use all of it in one video. I've made a note of my bills and stuff, so let's get started. So first up, this is the blank spreadsheet and I have to make a copy. So this is the first thing. You want to either click here or you can just do file and then make a copy. So I am going to call it Yasmine's budget spreadsheet. I might just call it Yasmine's budget October 2024. So I know that this is the new one that I am starting. I want to put this in a different folder. So I'm going to save it in my drive for now. So you would do exactly the same, because the copy that you get when you purchase it is not editable. So you just need to make a copy, because obviously everyone's budget will be there. So I'm going to close that one down for now, and I've got my clean one now to work on. So I do have all of these instructions here for anyone who has this and gets stuck, but let's start straight away with the setup. So in the setup, you can change the currency. So I'm using pounds. You also need to put the budget year in. So I'm going to go with 2024. You can track how much money goes in and out of different accounts. I am not really concerned with that right now. So I'm going to remove that because I just don't really want to worry about it, because I have all of these different categories. You basically update them to put what you have coming in and going out. So I'm going to just go ahead and delete everything for now. The different types of income that I have coming in is PAYE. So I pay myself from my limited company every single month. And I also have dividends, which is money from my company as well, but over and above the amount that I pay myself by PAYE. That's just on advice from my accountant. It's not, there's not a foolproof way of doing it. I also will look to change PAYE later when I want to remortgage, because there's a lot of implications on doing things different ways. So you should just speak to your accountant and work out what's best for you if you're self-employed or have a limited company. I get child maintenance. Can't ever spell maintenance. Probably wrong. I am dyslexic. And I get child benefit at the moment as well, which I might need to pay some back on depending on how much I earn. Do I have any other kind of income? No. Expenses I will do in a second, but I've got my bills here. So I have a childcare bill every month. I have council tax every month. I have vet for Sunny, vet for Sid. So that's like membership to the vet for both dogs, which covers their vaccinations and everything. Then I have pet insurance. I have the mortgage. I have energy, home insurance. I have a life insurance, internet, car, water, phone. And then I don't have any savings at the moment, any investments, but I do have debts. So I have a Santander card, I have MBNA, and I have a Virgin card. I have Amex, and I have PayPal credit. Whew. So that is all of my debts. Oh, haven't done expenses. Let me go back to expenses. So expenses, I have dog food, food, Callum's lunch. Amber's lunch is free. Then I have, what other expenses? Petrol, health, personal, household. I think that's it at the moment, but I can go back and update after. It's such a long time since I did this, which is not good. So yeah, so balances for my debt. Let's have a look on my phone because I have made a list. Santander is at £17,122, and I'll get the minimum payments. The minimum payment is 43781. The interest I don't know, so I'm going to put 0, but if you know the interest for your card, you can put it there, which I'll show you why later. It gives you a really, really good indication of how quickly you're paying your debt off, and it shows you the impact of the interest. So for someone who is in debt, if you are in debt, this is a really, really good sheet to use because it gives you a proper picture. One of the biggest issues with my debt is that I haven't been doing this, and so what I had been essentially hiding from is that the interest is making it so that I'm not really getting anywhere with my debt, and that's why I've had this big overhaul of everything and gone, right, I need to fully sort this all out again. MBMA is 14,525, and the minimums on that at the moment are £393, and I'm going to say the interest is 5%. It is more than 5%, but it's on a small proportion of the debt. So it's very hard to work out. And then I have my Virgin credit card, which is £15,011, and the minimum payment on that I'm going to say is 300. I'm not sure because it changes, and the interest at the moment is 0 on that one. Amex has £1,000. I really want to get that just paid. I've just had to use that in emergencies, like recently when things have gone wrong and I haven't had money. And then PayPal has 3,000 on it. So PayPal doesn't really have minimums. I'm going to say £100 a month, and that is 0% I think as well. And Amex is something really silly like £60 a month, but it has quite high interest. I want to say like 18%. It's probably higher. Just for now, this will do, and I'll also, if I've got mud on me, it's from the dogs. So yeah, that is it. So I've got £50,000 worth of debt. No surprises there for anyone who follows me on TikTok. So that's everything. What I haven't put in here is savings. I do want to create some savings. I like to save money for my car insurance, for example, which I have literally just paid in full. I like to save for Christmas. I like to save for like different things so that when it comes, I have the money. But for the purposes of now, I don't have the money to save for anything right now, so I'm not going to do it, but you would enter it into the savings section. So moving over to the bill planner, you can see here now that it has pulled through everything that I listed as a bill, and then it wants you to just put in how frequently you pay those. So all these bills for me are monthly. So all these bills are monthly. Council tax I think is only 10 months of the year, but I am just going to say monthly because it will just be a bonus the month that I don't have to pay it. It's not enough to be faffing around with it. And then you put in the dates that they're due. So the first, childcare is on the 1st, council tax is on the 1st, the vets are on the 1st, the pet insurance is on the 1st, the mortgage goes out on the 15th, the energy goes out on the 21st, the insurances are also on the 21st, the internet is on the 26th, car is on the 28th, water is on the 21st, phone is on the 19th. And then it just gets you to put in the amount for each of them as well. So my childcare is coming in at about £200 a month at the moment. My council tax is 146. My vets are 21 and 20. Pet insurance is 39. Whoops, not 89, 39. Dog food, oh no, I've listed dog food as a bill on my list, but I've put it as an expense. Mortgage is 1,000. These are rounded numbers, it's just under, but it's pennies, so it doesn't make a difference. Energy is 150, so it's actually costing me about £80 at the moment, but I always try and put in 150 so that on the colder months I've got a bit of backup. Home insurance is 14, life insurance is 16, I can't remember if they're the other way around. Internet is 64, car is £138, water is 42, and my phone is 26. So that is all my bills. You can then add in your subscriptions. So this bottom section here, just for anyone else who wants to use this spreadsheet, you add your different subscriptions in here, but they don't pull through into your monthly pages. This is just like for people who have got tons of subscriptions, you can put them all in one place, and then whatever that total is, you can just put under one line here as subscriptions, because otherwise it just makes all of the other things like really super messy. So I think it's better to manage the subscriptions in one place and then just do, like I say, a subtotal. Debts are due. I don't actually know when these debts are due. Do you know what? I'm going to put first for all of them because I just need the money to be there anyway, and I can correct that later. So I have filled out everything that I need to on this section. The annual dashboard really only works once you start filling out your different months, and then it pulls the data into here so that you can review the year. So once you've started using it for a few months, this will then start to become useful to you. What you can see already is, for example, how much my bills are every year, £22,000 just on bills. Debt payments, like there's, you know, as you fill things out, it will come through on here. But until you start doing that, this will be empty. So that is that. The calendar tab, this is really useful. So you can put in whatever month you want to look at. So I am doing October's now. I'm in the middle of October, but I want to just know where I'm at for October, because it's been a bit of a touch and go month, and I just want to see where I'm at. So here you can put in October, and then you'll actually be able to see a plan. So if you've got a printer at home, you could just screenshot that and print it off, and then you've got a calendar for the month, and you know when the bills are coming out. And then that will literally change. You can change it to a Monday or a Sunday start if you want to. And if you want to see, okay, what does November look like, then it will show you that as well. And these move, which I think this is one of the best things about this budgeting spreadsheet, is just to have like a visual, because I'm such a visual person, and then you can tick off down here like when they're done, if that's helpful. Again, it's not a function that I necessarily use. And then down here you've got some summaries and stuff as well. You can put important dates if you want to remember certain dates. So yeah, there you go, that is what that does. Savings and sinking funds, this will show you how they're all going. So you'll see each individual savings, like what the goal amount is, how much there is left to save, and it will show you the progression as well. Again, I don't have any savings at the moment, so this has got no data in it, but this is really useful if you've got multiple sinking funds or savings or investments that you want to keep an eye on. Debt dashboard, so this is one where now we can see, which I think is really useful, exactly what is going on with my debt. So it pulls through all of these debts. I want to make the start date as today, because I'm starting from now, and it gives you different strategies. So this again is why I think that if you're in debt, it's so useful. You can change this and say, right, I want to do minimum payments, I want to do debt snowball, I want to do debt avalanche, and it will show you the different impacts it will have because you've already filled out your interest rates. So that's the biggest difference with how you pay debt off. Debt snowball, I think you pay the smallest one first and you get bigger. Avalanche, I think you pay the biggest and you go smaller. But because you've got all the interest rates in there, it will show the reality of what's going to happen to those debts, rather than just working off of, my debt is currently £3,000. If I pay back £100 every month, how long will it take? That's never going to be accurate because of interest. So this will take all of that into account. So I'm just doing minimum payments at the moment. It does give you a space for how much extra each month you're going to be able to pay. I can't pay any extra at the moment because my income is not high enough. So it is showing me here how long my debt balance will be here for. It's saying it's going to take me until January 2029 to pay my debt off at the rate that I'm paying it off. So yeah. it's showing me like the balances and stuff. Like, for example, I would probably definitely just want to clear these PayPal and Amex balances as soon as possible. They are not balances that I feel at all comfortable with having. They are the result of mishaps and things like that. So basically, yeah, you can see every single account, and then you can scroll down and see how the debt reduces and tick things off as you go. I am going to be using this from now on to try and stay motivated and see the progress that I'm making. I think because I owe such a large amount of money, it can be so demotivating not seeing any progress. But if I just come in here and tick off that month is done, this is now this rate, this level of debt, and start to see a change in the balances, I think I will be able to stay motivated for the duration, which is, as we know, going to take a long time. That is the debt dashboard for you. And then you have the monthly spreads. So there is one for each month. Obviously, like I said, we are in October at the moment. So I'm going to flip to October, and I am going to, here you can say starting amount, and you can tick it, and that will carry over whatever money you had left over the previous month. So it depends. If you do a zero-based budget, then you probably won't have money left at the previous month because it will have all been allocated to something. But yeah, so basically I'm going to now do my October. And the way that I'm going to do it is sort of backwards. I'm going to start plugging in my transactions and then see where I'm at, and just make sure that I'm basically going to pay all the bills. So what you would usually do is come in here, and then in the white columns, you can see the bills already has the numbers because you put that in the bill planner. But for expenses and income, you can plug in what your expected is, and then you would budget that out accordingly. I am sort of living life in the reverse at the moment, where I know what all of my bills are, and I'm trying to bring in money quickly enough to fulfill those bills. So that's why I'm going to do it the other way around. But I'm going to quickly go through now, and I'll probably speed this bit up because I'm going to go through my bank account from the beginning of October, and I'm going to put in all of my transactions so that I can see where I'm up to on up to now. So this bit will probably be sped up, so I'll shut up for now. So I've actually just found a type of income, two types of income that I get that I haven't listed. So I'm just going to go straight back to the setup and list it in here, because you need it to be listed in here to be able to pull through. So types of income that I haven't is selling, because I've been getting some money from vintage because I've been selling some stuff, side hustle, and family. So now I'll go back to October. And actually that was family. That was family. And October the 1st, this was vintage. So it was selling, and that was 62. And then another one. That was a side hustle, and that was £12. So I'm just changing my home insurance because I've found the correct amount. It's actually £36 a month. So yeah, I've just updated that because it's I've got a new home insurance, so it changed. So I wasn't sure of how much it was. I found another dog expense, dog walker, which is now cancelled. So I have done all of my expenses now. I think there might be other bits and pieces, so I'm just going to check back over it. So I didn't do my PAYE, probably because that came a bit before, so I'm just going to add that in now. Income, so you can see how it's quite simple to do this. Obviously I've sat and done a lot, 827 I think it is. I've done a lot in one go, but if you're updating this on a regular basis, it won't take as long. So I'm going to just now put in my expected, which is going to be like pretty much the same as what I've spent, but then obviously on the other things like budget, I will think about what I need to spend going forward as well. So PAYE is as expected, as is dividends, child maintenance, child benefit is always the same. Selling, I didn't expect or plan, same as side hustle. Family, I didn't know that money was coming. And then expenses, I did know because it was something that I went to and I had my money back. I've got, so dog food is 85 and I was expecting it to be 85. Sometimes it's more, but it depends. I'm trying to bulk their food out with other things like biscuits and stuff so that I'm not spending as much on that dog food. Food, I always say, is 200. We've spent about 100 and we've got, the kids are away, so I might be under budget on that one. Let me say 100 because I reckon I can get through the rest of the month. I know it's half term as well though. Let's go 150 because it's half term, so I will need some stuff for when they're back from their being away with their dad. Callum's lunch is about £100 a month, but oh, it's half term, so let's say 40. That's good, so that's going to be, keep that down. Petrol, I don't think I need, oh no, I am going to need petrol. So petrol, I'm going to put £20 into budget. Health, I'm going to put a tenner just in case. Personal, I budget 100. It cost more because it was Callum's passport was expensive, but hopefully his dad will give me back some money for that. And then household, I'll put £20 in. Dog walker, 150, which is paid for this month, and I have cancelled it for next month. And then travel, I'll just put in like a tenner. That's like car parking and stuff like that. So I'm also now just going to tick off the bills that I've paid. So I've paid the childcare, the council tax, the vets, the pet insurance, the mortgage. My phone hasn't come out. My energy has come out. Need to check phone. I think it's coming out from a different account. And this home insurance is coming out. The due date says 36, but that is incorrect. Let me just check on the bill planner. I don't know why I put 36. Oh, I meant to put 36 for the pounds. I put it on the wrong bit. So 36 monthly, and it comes out on the, was it 20th? I can't really remember. Home insurance, car has not come out, but I've got the money put to one side. You're not supposed to click over the formulas and stuff, but I am going to because I am starting mid-month and I didn't start clean. So I am going to put into the rollover section. It would usually pull through from the previous, but because it's the first month, I don't have anything to pull through from. So what I know I've got in my bank account is I have enough money for my phone. I have enough money for my, oh, my energy's already been paid. Oops. It will come up with this if you're trying to change things because you're not supposed to change things. Oh no, I've messed it up. That's why you don't change things. So I have already paid my energy, so I'm going to tick that. Right, so I know in my budget I am putting enough money for my phone. I know I've got my money to one side for my life insurance. I know I've got my money to one side for my water and for my internet and for my car and for the debt that hasn't been paid yet, which is the Virgin card at £300 and the PayPal. So I know I've got that money to one side already. I've also got some money to one side for the rest of my expenses. So you can see here, my expenses I've spent so far this month is 511, but I'm planning to spend 585. That food number is making me a bit nervous, so I'm going to put 200 because I know I've got a bit more than that put to one side. So the difference between 500 just use my calculator. This won't be as complicated once you're all set up and you're doing it, but the difference between 635 take away 511 is 100. So I'm going to add another 125 to this. As I say, you won't need to do this once you've set up because it'll just carry over from before. So my income is matching, all of that is matching. My bills are all to one side. My debt is good to go. And I'm still coming out as I don't have enough money. Oh, hang on, 811 in actual. And that's in bills. So some of the bills have come down a little bit. So again, this pulls through. So I don't recommend writing over, but my bill planner I'm going back to, because my childcare, I put 200 because that's what I always think it is, but it's actually down at 164 now. So I'm going to update it here. 164 is my monthly amount, which will then bring that down in my budget one. So that's bringing that closer together. And I'm still budgeting about £400 more in my bills than the actual. That's because I've already paid some and not others. But I know I've got all of that money set to one side in my rollover. Okay, now we're good. Okay, so what this is now telling me is that based on the income that I've already had so far this month and the bills that I still have to go out, I am £336 short. I do have some money within my business that I can pay myself. I've also sold some stuff on Vinted this week that I haven't drawn down the money from. So this is like a changing picture, but at least it shows me exactly where I'm at now. So as you can see, that is how it works. And then when I go into November, obviously then depending on what these final like actual numbers are, you can see that you can decide whether you want to pull through the actuals, there we go, from the month before or not. As you can see, all of that faffing I had to do on where I start from, you won't have to do on a monthly basis as long as you keep this up to date. And the key thing is just to add in all of the transactions. So that is where I'm at. So let's just do a really quick run through. Essentially, on a monthly basis, my bills are £1,757 per month. My debt is £1,290 per month. Expenses is the only place I can really make much difference right now, and that is £635. I'm trying to keep everything at a minimal. So the absolute bare minimum that I need each month to live off is £3,682.81. But then obviously that doesn't account for like clothes or extra expenses. That's no going out, that's nothing for the kids. So really it's much closer to like £4,000 that I would need. There are also bills that obviously aren't included in here, like for example my car, any car maintenance, my car insurance that I pay once a year, Christmas, birthdays, all of those extra things, school activities, presents for when the children go to birthday parties and stuff like that. So 3,682 for the absolute bare minimum, 4,000 if I'm going to be able to make some progress with anything and also give the kids Christmas presents and stuff like that. But there we are, that is where I'm at the moment. Next month is looking even tighter because I currently, so here you can see in October I was able to pay myself £1,327. Next month I currently have about £500 or £600 that I can pay myself from my business because I had some issues with people unable to pay what I was expecting because of companies going into administration and stuff. So that has had a big dent, but the future is looking brighter. So I'm just going to keep doing this on a daily basis, stay positive, sell what I can on Vinted, do some side hustles, apply for marketing research and things like that, and just take it day by day. At the moment, I'm comfortable that I have the money set aside for the bills that I need to pay. I've got some money for food, some money for petrol, all of that is all to one side. So yeah, I'm feeling okay given the circumstances, but that is where I'm at. If you want to grab one of these templates, I sell them for £22 and I will obviously link them below. There is also a really simple version that is just the setup where you put in the details about your different bills, and then the monthly ones, so it doesn't have all of the other dashboards and stuff. And that's available for just £5, so I'll leave the link for both of those below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I'm glad to have done this for myself and also to catch all of you guys up to where I am at with my finances. See you later. Don't forget to subscribe.